We're recording. Hello, everybody. Jackie D signing in again. And oh, this is all just so exciting. I just meeting again with so many lovely friends that I've met over the years, and some new friends that I've only just met. Well, haven't actually met in the physical because of the situation, but it's coming. So today I have Helen Davies with me. Welcome, Helen.
Hello.
Oh. Now, Helen and I met on a counselling course. Neither of us can actually remember how far back it was, but it's certainly more than 10 years, isn't it? We worked out it's more than 10 years. And life's gone on, we've gone different directions, and we now, come back into the fold again, as it were. Our paths have crossed again, which is just, I just find it just so lovely. I really liking all this reconnection, as it were. And boy, don't we need it right now. So maybe that's a challenge for you all out there today, to go and connect with someone that you haven't seen or heard from for at least 10 years, and just have a chat, see how they're doing, and just see how that warms your heart, because I know it will. Anyway, back to today. Helen has got a wonderful product. And again, this is what I love about network marketing and the internet, and being able to share our products in this way, because we can't get to the shops. And there's all these lovely tools and products now that are going to help with our health issues, which are coming in thick and fast again with what we've been through with our mental health, physical health, emotional health. We need all the help we can get right now, and it's so great to see all these tools and products out there. And I'm not going to say anything about what Helen's got, because I'm going to let her talk about it, because she talks about it so passionately. So enough from me, over to you, Helen. Tell us all about your product and how you came by it. Tell us a bit about your journey.
Yeah, thank you, Jackie. It's so lovely of you to invite me to do this. I'm really chuffed. Thank you.
Just to let you know, just to let you know, actually, that my internet's telling me I'm a bit unstable.
So I've got a product for that, Jackie.
Hey. So just be aware. I hope there's not too many glitches or too many freeze pains. So yeah,
technology, hey, how we've relied on it in the past year.
Yes.
Yeah, so a little bit about why I got involved with these supplements is that nearly 3 years ago I found myself just losing myself. I was 49 years old. Someone pointed out that maybe it was age related, and I thought, okay, yes, this is something that we know it happens to us ladies. We get to a certain point in midlife and things. So I found myself just at home crying for no reason, not getting off the sofa, just really losing all vitality and all will to do stuff. And I went to the doctors, as you do, and I came out with a prescription for antidepressants. So with a heavy heart, and I knew it wasn't right. I just knew it wasn't right. I didn't want it, but I bought them, paid for the prescription, took them home, and just put them on the side, and just knew I wasn't going to take them. So, okay, menopause is coming, perimenopause, started looking into it, started reading about it. And my idea was, right, this is how I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to get tattoos and go paddleboarding, and we'll be fine.
Both at the same time.
Power on through. In my head, I remember many years ago, Sandy Shaw, if you remember her, said she was going to grow old disgracefully, and I thought, yes, that is my
fits the bill
for life.
Yeah,
I'm going kicking and screaming. I really am. So I struggled for a good 2 years with just not really wanting to do much. I was quite happy to be at home. My comfort zone was doing a school run and making tea and having tea on the table at 6 o'clock. And if anything else was going to try and change that, I was discombobulated. It just blew my mind. It's so silly, really, considering, when I've worked in London, I've traveled, I've even got on a plane to Ireland for a meeting. I was capable of so many things, and I still am, but I felt like I'd lost it. And something I found only very recently, on the wonders of social media was the anxiety equation. And it said anxiety equals your estimation of a problem and then your estimation of your ability to cope. And mine was like this. And the chances are you overestimate how bad something is.
What was that called again?
The anxiety equation.
Anxiety equation.
Yeah, so you think about what's making you anxious and you usually over exaggerate that, but then your ability to cope with the situation, you underestimate your own tools to cope with it. And that's and the bigger that gap is, the more anxious you can become. And that definitely was my kind of anxiety. So it's about sort of saying, like, it's not that bad. I'm not being chased by a saber-toothed tiger here. It's just the ironing, and you have to sort of talk that down and go, well, I can do ironing, for God's sake, So it's about bringing that back a bit more level. And in the moment, you can't. And anyone telling you can, it doesn't help. So it's about finding the tools to be able to sort that out. Otherwise, life is going to be miserable and really hard. So I tried various supplements. I've spent a whole heap of money, and I've got a tray of them under my bed that I've only taken a few of. There are two things about me. One, I'm not very good at swallowing tablets, and two, I lack consistency. And if it doesn't work quite quickly, give up quite soon.
Yeah.
I don't stick with it. So a friend came to me with a hemp oil. Now, over the past few years, CBD oil has been a big thing.
Yes.
I've known a friend take it for her fibromyalgia, but then found that it stopped working. So the hemp oil, if you imagine that the hemp oil is a full plant, CBD would just be a part of it. All right. So the way they take out the THC, which is the bit that makes you, happy and high.
Yeah.
They take that, so it's non-hallucinogenic, non-addictive, but it means it's got a higher absorption rate. So our hemp oil, if I just quickly show you that, our hemp oil is 85% absorption rate, whereas CBD is between 6 and 15.
Wow, that's quite a big difference.
It's huge, and the difference is how long it takes to work. So my friend showed me this. She knew about my anxiety and my inability to take tablets consistently, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to try it. And I have to say, I was absolutely amazed, because to say it works straight away, I'm talking 20 minutes. I'm not talking take it for 3 or 4 weeks and it starts working. We're talking immediately.
Instant, yeah. And how do you take it? Is it a dropper or
it's a dropper? So that is obviously just over half a dose, and I take about half a dose in the mornings. And then I save the other half only if I need it. So I actually make this last a bit longer. And there are some days I don't take it, and I only take it if I feel myself going, for the first couple of weeks I took it every day because my anxiety was quite high. But by taking it, I have found that I've then been able to put in place other tools to help me. So I know that I can have a little bit of this, and then I'll do a forward bend so that the blood rushes to my head, and do a couple of yoga stretches.
I was going to say, is that part of your yoga?
No, it is. It's all to do with the head below the heart, and it calms you down and it grounds you. So this gives me the presence of mind to stop, come out of the situation that's making me anxious, do that forward bend, and then I think, well, I need to do a bit of gratitude. So I think of a couple of things I'm grateful for. So taking this sets me off on a little healthy loop of rituals that gets me back grounded, So for me, I cannot be without this. But the other thing, which I wasn't expecting, because like I say, I was taking it for anxiety, was that some aches and pains that I was experiencing.
So it works on the physical as well as the
on the I
emotional.
call it my WD-40 from my mind and my body. It really does. So I fell in the garden in the summer and I hit my ankle, which still aches now and again. I seem to have like a thing with my shoulder where I can't always put my arm all the way up. And I stood before I started taking it. I remember standing in the kitchen with my partner and going, everything hurts. And I was just so miserable. And bless him, he's not great with emotional type stuff. And he just went, do you want me to do the shopping?
Oh.
with the practical. And because I get overwhelmed by having lots of things to do, by him taking that one thing away from me, really helped. You know, as simple as it was, just do the shopping. Brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, that was like having to go out and negotiating. You know, at the time, you know, we were in lockdown. We were told to wear masks and you know, and all things. So that wasn't helping. So yeah, so I found it amazing. And so having taken it, and then my friend said, look, instead of you, why don't you become an ambassador, and then you can spread the word as well. And you know, there's nothing better than helping other people. They're really, you know, sharing what you have found that's been great, and helping other people to find, you know, better well-being, ease their aches and pains or their troubled mind. You know, that's all I want to do. And so, you know, with the not having to take a tablet, that was just a big game changer for me, because it meant I actually did it. I keep it in the kitchen and it's there because I spend most of my time in the kitchen.
Yeah.
As you do as a mum, don't you?
Yeah, that would be a big plus for me too. So the way you were saying about, you know, not wanting to go out shopping and anxiety and all that, and I was just wondering if people are feeling like that, you know, in the moment they've got to go out and do some shopping, or they've got to go somewhere and they're feeling anxious, would they be able to just take a few drops at that point to give them strength? Would it?
I would say so. You know, I mean, give it at least half an hour or so. Think, you know, I've got to do this today. We do have something else actually, which is amazing for that, and this is called Boost, and it's a metabolic support, and basically it's great for a little lift of energy. So, you know, if you're going to do an exercise class, you could take a squirt of this, and you squirt it under your tongue. But the other thing as well is it does help with a little bit of a boost of confidence as well. I took it before going for an interview, and I also take it for energy. So I work in Sainsbury's as an online shopper. I get up at 2:15, 3 mornings a week. And I got to run around the store with these big trolleys and the crates. And when I start flagging, and then I start making mistakes because you're a bit like, you know, fatigued. I take a few spritz of these and boom, off I go. But this will really help on those days when you need to get out the house. It's a fantastic spray, another in my armory that I won't be without. It's really helped me through homeschooling.
Yes.
Really,
I think mums everywhere, mums and dads everywhere probably need a bit of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's having all these tools to hand when you feel yourself going into something like, oh God, I've got to go out to Sainsbury's, and you know it's going to be busy, or you're not sure if you're going to have to queue outside and it's raining, and then you're thinking about, there's all these you don't just get in a car and go anymore, do you?
No, you have to think about it.
Think about, you know, and then how many times you dull back to go make sure you've got your mask, and you know, it's it's a bit, you know, we're getting used to it, unfortunately, aren't we?
Well, we are, yes. It's just sort of not become part of everyday daily life, but it will do. You know, the longer it goes on, the more we're getting used to living in.
I'm watching TV programs that were filmed a couple of years ago, and I remember being horrified because somebody stood next to another person and shook their hand, and I was like, oh my God, no, actually this used to be normal. This was normal, you know. You see people, you know, and even something that was on the other day, and I was like, they're standing right next to each other.
Isn't it
that was
funny
okay
how we adapt?
And I was like, no, we mustn't think like this, because there's sort of an air of suspicion about everyone. Like, what are you doing? Why are you going in there? Why? It's terrible, isn't it? And we have to. It's a shame that you have to have a sticker that says "Be kind." We should be kind anyway.
Yeah, we shouldn't need that reminder, should we? Really? So
no, it's a bit much.
So we're having to adopt and adapt to this I don't want to say new way of life, what is becoming ordinary, and we need all the tools that we can, because we're still human. And I think it's perhaps moving us away from our natural human nature in what we're being asked to do. So we need these tools that you're promoting here, you know,
what I
to
find
back
is
to that alignment of who we truly are.
Absolutely. And what it was funny, because before coming on, I was just hoovering, because we've got a cat now, so I've got to hoover the sofa every day. And in fact, that is big. We talk about having rituals, because everything is so crazy and different at the moment. We can't see our friends, we can't go out anywhere because everywhere is shut right now. So it is so important to have the familiar. And so I get up in the morning now, and I've taken to celery juice. So I have celery juice first thing. Then I take my supplements. So I'm trying to make myself be consistent, because I know this is a big thing for me. Take my supplements. I've got them. I give, we've got vitamin D spray. I give that to my son, because, you know, then he can take it straight in as well. And he has some vitamins. So I do that. And then at some point, you know, I try to hoover the sofa, because the cat has slept on it all the night and her hair's everywhere. So, and I was doing the hoovering, and I was like, there was so comfort in this regular thing. You know, it was really comforting to do so. As much as it's a pain in the butt having to hoover the sofa every day, there is something about the fact that it is quite mundane and quite meditative. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a form of meditation, isn't it? You know, because you and you can see the cat hairs coming off, and there's something quite satisfying about that. And I think it's really important, you know, to be mindful when we can, and to have these little things. I was thinking, I've got my rituals. I stretch when I wake up in the morning. Which goes back from when I had a slip disc back this time last year. And you know, then go downstairs, I make my celery juice, I take my supplements, sort Matthew with his supplements, and then at some point after breakfast I will hoover the sofa, and I feel like everything's all right with the world. You know, it's that regular thing, I think.
It keeps you grounded.
Routine can be boring, don't get me wrong, and you can get a bit fed up the same old, but you know, just having those little things that you can rely on, because that's the sort of thing you need right now, isn't it, to keep yourself, like you said, grounded.
I think if you can, when it gets to be the mundane and you do start to get a bit fed up with it, that is the time to go and have that walk along the beach, or meet someone for a coffee outside, and it's just something different, isn't it, now, whereas it would be everyday sort of stuff before. Meeting up with people, my goodness, do you remember that?
Well, I went to meet a friend on Saturday, and I haven't seen her a massive amount through lockdown, and we were walking her dog, and she took me somewhere I've never been before, St Catherine's Hill in Christchurch. I'd never been there before, so I was so excited just to go for a walk with my friend, and that's all I needed. And it was like, how wonderful that I feel that I do feel excited. I think there's a lot about this that has made us appreciate things, the simpler things in life that perhaps we didn't before. But it was just, I put makeup on and a new bobble hat and everything, just to go for a walk with the dog.
Oh, I like walks with my hat. I'm always going for a walk with my hat.
I've got a new one with this insane bobble. I'm so excited about it. Women aren't difficult to please. We're actually quite easily pleased. So it's just one of the products I wanted to share with you, Jackie, because it's one of our best sellers, and because it's such a big thing at the moment, and that is about lack of sleep. Because there's a reason why sleep was banned by the Geneva Convention. It's because it's a form of horrendous torture, as any mother with a small child who doesn't sleep would know. It sends you doom, gladly. But also, it just means that your ability to cope with stuff, well, you know, your anxiety will be compounded, and you really need that sleep to compress your thoughts and sort everything out, and you know, it hugely affects your health if you're not getting good sleep. So we have this lovely product called Sleep. It's a sleep spray. You spray it under your tongue. It's perfectly safe for children. I give it to Matthew because he takes ages to settle. We were taking 2 hours at bedtime, by which point I was knackered and didn't have an evening to myself, you know. So but now he's asleep in half an hour. And I use it on the nights when I've got to go to bed early for my shifts, when, you know, perhaps I don't really want to go to bed at 8 o'clock. I'm a grown up, you know, but I need to go to sleep so I can get up, you know, in a few hours time. But it has been a massive thing for quite a lot of my, I don't like calling them customers, because I don't see myself a salesperson. They're my friends, basically, I've connected them to. One lady, her daughter has sensory disorders, and so they have lots of different routines in place to, you know, at bedtime, as you do with children, but it still takes 2.5 to 3 hours. And this child who's 11 is not going to sleep till 11 o'clock at night. Well, that's not right. You know, at her age, she needs her sleep. And so she bought the sleep spray, and now she buys 2 at a time so she don't run out. And it really does help. I delivered it to her house. It was about 7 o'clock at night. I delivered it to her. I got home, we had tea, washed up, got ready for bed. I had a text from her at about 9:30 saying, "Oh my God." The daughter had been asleep within half an hour of going to bed.
Yeah.
So it's amazing, you know. So it not only changes life for the daughter to get that good sleep, but also for the family. You know, so what's beautiful about it, it's got plant-based melatonin and 5-HTP. So 5-HTP is for anxiety.
Oh,
so when you go to bed, it quietens the anxious mind. If you know you're not going to sleep, you get anxious about that, and then you don't sleep. The more you worry about not sleeping, the more you don't sleep. And so it's a beautiful, gentle thing.
So these are all natural ingredients in them.
Absolutely. Most of the things, I've only got 1 or 2 ingredients, and it's the blend of them that work together that is just stunning, absolutely stunning. It's been a life changer for this family, and about 4 or 5 other families of you know, friends of mine. And that's lovely, you know, when you get those messages back.
Oh yeah, it's fulfilling, isn't it? And
absolutely, you know, just to think that even if I just help one person.
Yeah, well, you won't. You'll help lots and lots and lots of people.
Yeah.
You'll just be the one.
There is no, you know, I'm really passionate about not going to the doctors.
I know what you mean.
You know, I mustn't go through it, but I just think that there is another way. You know, there is another way. Don't accept the fact that, oh, my legs are always going to ache. Don't accept it. Don't take that as the answer. There is always a way. And you know, seek that help, because you know, there's some beautiful things out there.
Oh, there certainly are. And
inflammation and pain, especially.
They're the biggest. When I worked at a GP surgery for many years and a hospital, and it absolutely horrified me, the amount of drugs every day being prescribed. I was just thinking, where is this going? There must be a ceiling somewhere, and where do we go after that? You know, when are we going to start looking at us as individuals, and what works for, you know, for me, I'm speaking for myself, what works for me on that personal level, because it wasn't anything chemical. I want to get back very much to the natural side of things. Mother Nature, she's provided us with all these wonderful resources, and we can tap into that. So it's so wonderful to see a, you know, natural product and having such great testimonials.
Well, it's taken me down a route of you know, I'm going down a veganist kind of route. I'm not vegan, but definitely plant-based. I've not eaten meat since November, so I'm thinking about the environment as well. Hemp is a fantastic plant that is kind to the earth, easy to cultivate, and it's appearing in lots of things. I mean, just in Sainsbury's, I've noticed there's an oat and hemp milk, and there's also different, there's I've actually advertised on the TV, might be Herbal Essences, they're doing a shampoo with hemp in it. It's going to be coming, it's going to be in your loo paper, it's going to be everywhere. You know, it is the future, because you know, they can grow it easily, and it is actually nutritious for the land. It's going to put back into the land what is missing. And the problem is, with our modern lifestyles, we're not getting the nutrients that we used to from our fruits and vegetables, so we all need supplements anyway. But when you thing about the GPs is, when I came out with the antidepressants, and if you read on the list of side effects, one of them is depression. Well, great. for that. And
also do what it says on the tin then.
And I wasn't allowed to eat grapefruit apparently because of it.
Yeah.
And also I put on a load of weight. Well, how does that help? It's the side effects, and then you end up having to do something with the side effects, and then it just on and on and on. So with these there has been no side effects from any of these products. Worst case scenario, it doesn't work for you the same way as it does for somebody else. But that's what I love about them, is there's no danger. I would give any one of them to my son. Absolutely, you know,
we're all individuals, so it will all work in slightly different way for every one of us.
I give it to all my family. So yeah, I just absolutely love them.
Yeah, wow, thank you so much, Helen, for sharing all that with us. And I'll post the details. You've got links. I assume people will be able to get in touch with you and see more about the product and have a
it's best to contact me directly and just let me know, you know, what your symptoms are and what you're looking for, and then I can see
if it's a fit too. Wow, that it's just you know, the more I'm doing these talks, the more I'm finding out about everything that's out there. Not everything. I don't think I'll ever get to experience everything that's out there in the health realm, but yeah, it's quite eye-opening to just follow people's journeys and see what's worked for them and what could possibly work for you, you know, in the audience here. So thank you once again for listening, and there'll be another Jed Talks along very soon. And again, my thanks, Helen, for joining me today.
Pleasure.
We'll have that cuppa as soon as we're let out.
I love that, darling. I love that.
So thank you for listening. Bye.